So don't you hate it when you eat all your popcorn before the show starts? That is what's happening to me as I'm waiting for the National Association of Black Journalists interviewing Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump, who was supposed to start being interviewed by three of the Black journalists, all women, by the way, an hour ago. So I want to apologize. I led everybody to this. I put up a QR code, said we need to watch. It's important. Let's hear what happens when we get this candidate interviewed by people who are very focused on the African American agenda and his positions therein. It's going to be live fact checked. It could be a great opportunity to see for yourself, to hear for yourself, to not be slicked by a slickster, or he may not be. You never know. Keep an open mind. Despite the controversy over him being invited to the National Association of Black Journalists convention being held in Chicago today through Sunday, I was looking forward to seeing how this was going to go. I cannot believe that an organization devoted to communication and upholding the spirit of transparency cannot communicate to its audience why we are waiting an hour and an hour plus now. Now, there's been one of the criticisms about having Trump there to begin with is that he has weaponized this appearance because Kamala Harris is not scheduled to appear during the convention because she could not schedule it, being the new candidate in the race, even though the NABJ says they had reached out to her before she became the presidential candidate, and that both Biden and Trump back in January had tentatively agreed. People standing up, nobody doing nothing. They're doing what I'm doing. The reporters you see there in front of the stage, they're all giving an update to their audiences about why nothing's happening yet in front of those empty chairs. So, there's a lot of things to be straightened out. So the criticism is, now you've given him a platform to weaponize her not being there. How about why it's not starting yet? What I'm hearing from sources inside is that it's Mr. Trump who is not perhaps happy with some of the rules. So let's see if that gets blamed on NABJ, what the actual story is in a room full of journalists. There are more than 4,000 members of NABJ. I don't know how many are expected to be at the convention, but we ought to be able to get the truth. Meanwhile, there's no sense of urgency about watching this because, frankly, it's going to live forever on YouTube. You can watch it when you want. I'm going to watch it carefully. I'm not going to have any knee-jerk reactions, in the moment per se. I'd like to really get a chance to analyze it. And maybe next week in other news, Wednesdays at noon live, we can, or may not be live. I may send out some little snippets, but let's see what happens. This is real drama. I'm hoping, that it is just a disagreement about rules and protocol. Someone, Darlene says she's hearing on X, on Twitter, that he doesn't want live fact checking. Well, that's interesting. I would say if that's the case, that there will be no interview. NABJ will not, I would imagine, and I hope not, agree to change that rule. That's been out there. They've announced that from the first time that they announced this was happening, which was only yesterday, by the way. But that would be that'd be kind of cowardly. Why he can have his own fact checkers if he doesn't believe in the checks that the facts lead people to. But there is a hang up for sure. So I'm glad it's not some kind of, emergency. I haven't heard anything about any sirens in the area. But something is definitely happening. So I am not going to sit here and the music's been great though. I love the fact that it is the Black journalists and they are playing, Ronnie Laws and Kool and the Gang and giving us a great music bed to wait by. And they did at one point about 40 minutes ago say, please take your seats. The program's about to begin. Maybe they thought they had the situation under control, but then did not. But the fact that they're not saying anything is really disturbing from an organization that is just based on communicating. So you can watch it at your leisure whenever it happens, or watch what happens if it doesn't happen. So in other news with Robin Robinson, we'll be taking a look at this for a minute. Have a great day, everybody.